영어 회화 level 3, Power English.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it is the weekend, and we've got a great article for you, so we're going to get right to the topic. It is called sleep eating.
Yes.
So sleep eating is worse than it sounds is the full title. So it's like 수면증 섭취? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're eating while you're kind of sleeping.
Yeah, you're fully asleep.
We've all heard of sleepwalking.
Yes.
But sleep eating, so when I came across this, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, I recently have heard about this too. It's not super common from what I know, but hearing what people go through with this problem, it doesn't sound nice. It sounds like really horrible.
I know.
Can you imagine? Like, say, not even, like, if you're on a diet and you're sleep eating, you don't control, so, like, maybe you eat more than you want to.
Yeah.
But, like, these people have no control over what they're eating, so they could have just be putting anything into their body and not know it.
And then I guess when you wake up, you feel terrible.
Right, yeah, it could just be like you're eating junk food, like maybe you had, like, a whole package of cookies.
Right.
Or imagine if you had an allergy. Like say you have a peanut allergy.
Oh my goodness.
And while you're sleeping, you just have a whole thing of peanut butter. That could be like life-threatening, dangerous.
Oh my.
Yeah.
This is just the strangest phenomenon. Okay, so here are the expressions that we're going to cover today. If you show restraint, it's restraint, restraint.
This means to stop yourself from doing something, to control yourself.
Okay. How about if you say, oh, that's a different story?
Yeah, this means it is a different situation. Yeah, the situation changes.
Okay, so it's not so much, don't focus on the word story, it's more about situation. Okay, take a toll, T-O-L-L, on something.
It means it starts to damage. So if it takes a toll on you, it means it's starting to hurt you or damage you.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go ahead and listen to that article.
With obesity being a major health issue in many parts of the world, a new source of unwanted weight gain is attracting attention. Sleep eating. People who sleep eat are unaware of what they have done until the morning. They may get up several times a night to eat, which leaves them tired. During the day, they can show restraint and not eat as much food. But at night, it's a different story. This unconscious nighttime behavior takes a toll on the health of the sleep eater and has many bad side effects besides weight gain, like sleep apnea and restless leg syndrome.
Let's take a look at this article. It's on page 32. Sleep eating is worse than it sounds. So we think, oh, that's not good, but it's actually really bad. With obesity being a major health issue in many parts of the world, a new source of unwanted weight gain is attracting attention. Sleep eating. So people are gaining weight while they're sleeping.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue.
People who sleep eat are unaware of what they have done until the morning.
Okay, so they wake up and like, oh, like why is there all this food or like wrappers?
Yeah.
They may get up several times a night to eat, which leaves them tired.
Yeah, so even though they're technically asleep, they're not resting because they're getting up and going through their kitchen.
And also eating makes the body work hard.
Right, yeah, like they say like don't eat a few hours before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Although it feels so good to do that.
I don't know.
You know when you got a full belly and you just like go straight to sleep?
It's nice. I know.
But apparently, many people know it is not good. So I can only imagine it's even worse if you're eating while you're sleeping.
It's just so strange. So our power pattern today is which leaves them tired. Which leaves B.
Yes. So before this expression, you give the situation. They get up several times a night. So that's the condition, that's the situation. Then you're saying the condition of the person that it brings, how it makes them. Right. So in this case, the situation before makes them tired.
Got it.
Right?
Yes.
So they're getting up all the time, which leaves them tired. So this leave here is about turning them or like creating a condition in this person.
Okay. During the day, they can show restraint and not eat as much food, but at night, it's a different story. Okay, so during the day and during the night, two different situations. During the day, they can control themselves.
Yes.
They can show restraint. To show restraint,
this means to control yourself, especially your emotions and your actions, to not do what you would normally do.
Yeah.
Often we think about diet with this. You want to eat pizza, but you're like, oh no, I ate pizza 3 times this week.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a salad.
Right.
Eating the salad is showing restraint because you're not doing the thing that you want to do.
And the word restraint, actually, to restrain means to kind of hold back.
Yeah, so like 속박, like to tie someone up is really what it means. But you can use it on yourself. And it kind of means like 자제하다, like to stop yourself from doing something to show restraint.
Very good. But at night, so during the day, you can control, you can show restraint. But at night, it's a different story. So let's not focus on the word story. Let's put situation in there.
Yeah, it's a different situation. So during the day, it's this way, but at night, it's completely different.
Right.
It's a different story.
Right. So the reason why we use this expression is to emphasize, to stress that it is so different.
Yeah.
It's a different story, and if we want to emphasize that even more, we say it's a whole different story.
Yeah. It's a completely different story.
It's a completely different story, which means the situation is like night and day.
It's an entirely different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few words you can put in front of it to really emphasize it.
Yes. Why is the nighttime a different story?
So during the day, they can control themselves. They can show restraint. But at night, when they're sleeping, there is no restraint.
They cannot.
They cannot control themselves.
Yeah.
And they just eat everything.
Oh, my goodness. This unconscious nighttime behavior takes a toll on the health of the sleep eater and has many bad side effects besides weight gain, like sleep apnea and restless leg syndrome. Okay, so our power vocab today is unconscious.
Yes.
Unconscious. Well, first of all, what is to be conscious?
Conscious means to be alert, be thinking, and to be seeing things. In the brain, there are two parts of the kind of the mind. There's the conscious part of the mind. So things like your thoughts and the things you're doing, the things you realize you're doing, that's the conscious part of your mind. The unconscious part is kind of like the mind that lives in the dark.
Yeah.
The thing, it's not thoughts. It's not even really emotions. It's like you're just not, it's like your animal side. It's not rational. It's just in there working.
That's right.
And you really have no control over it.
So in Korean, we say 무의식적인.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we're not quite, it's just there, but we're not really aware of it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this unconscious nighttime behavior takes a toll on the overall health. Okay. If it takes a toll on your health, your sleep, your weight, your sleep apnea, snoring, all of that. What does that mean?
So to take a toll on means to damage or cause harm a little bit at a time. So we have toll booths on highways, right?
Yes.
They take a little bit of money. Well, sometimes they take a lot of money, but they don't take all of your money at once. They take a little bit at a time.
Right.
So if you use that road every day, they're taking a little bit today and a little bit tomorrow and a little bit the next day.
Right.
In the same way with this damage to your health, it doesn't hurt your health all at once.
Yes.
It's just a little bit at a time.
Very good illustration. I like that. So it takes a toll, like 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 3 months, 5 months, right? So it really starts to take a toll on your overall health.
Yes.
Okay, so this sleep eating is something maybe our listeners have heard for the first time. It was for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really scary.
It is. I do wonder how many people actually have this issue.
Yeah.
I'm sure for people that have it, it's a big deal, but
not many.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not many.
Yeah. But all of those things that we do while we sleep, like snoring and having sleep apnea, those things actually take a toll on our health, they say too. All right, let's listen to that one more time.
With obesity being a major health issue in many parts of the world, a new source of unwanted weight gain is attracting attention. Sleep eating. People who sleep eat are unaware of what they have done until the morning. They may get up several times a night to eat, which leaves them tired. During the day, they can show restraint and not eat as much food. But at night, it's a different story. This unconscious nighttime behavior takes a toll on the health of the sleep eater and has many bad side effects besides weight gain, like sleep apnea and restless leg syndrome.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 34 and 35. To show restraint means to control yourself, to control your, emotions or your actions. I'm going to tell him exactly what I think of him.
Please show some restraint. Don't make this worse than it already is.
Yeah. So speaking your mind is not always a good thing. Sometimes you need to show restraint.
Yeah.
Pull it back.
Be quiet.
Yeah. Okay. She showed a lot of restraint after she was insulted by the TV interviewer. Yeah. So it's this idea of controlling, but also holding back.
Yeah, you have the feeling. For example, if someone says something insulting and you aren't mad, it's not really showing restraint.
Right.
But if someone says something that makes you mad and you're like,
yeah,
but you do not do it,
right,
that's when you're showing restraint.
It's like you're 참는 거죠.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, I want to say it, but I'm going to show restraint.
Right, yes.
It's that concept.
Yes, and it can only be used on your, about yourself, right? The person can only show restraint for themselves.
Sure.
If another person stops you, that's not showing restraint.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that you have to do on your own.
Yeah, it's like when they train dogs, for police or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put a juicy steak or their favorite toy.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to touch it.
Right.
Because they got to test to see if the dog will show restraint.
Yes, that's right.
If they will follow the command and wait, or if they'll let their more animal side be like, no, I'm going to eat the food.
That's right, and then they fail the test.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. A different story is an interesting expression because it has nothing to do with story.
I mean, you could say, Lord of the Rings is a different story from the Chronicles of Narnia.
Well, literally.
Yeah, literally you can say it.
Yeah.
However, how we often use it, it has nothing to do with an actual story.
Okay, it has something to do with a situation, right? So it's basically saying that, that's not, it's what you expect, that's not it.
Yeah.
It's something different. Okay. Joanne seems really shy at work.
Really? It's a totally different story when she's around her friends. Yeah.
So she seems really shy, but then there's another side to her that's very different.
Yes.
So that's why they're saying in another environment, she's a totally different story, meaning she has a totally different personality.
Isn't that true, though? So often, people, their public life and their private life, their personality is so different.
That's right.
Yeah. People who are quiet in public life, but then you get them on, personal, one-on-one, you're just at someone's house, they can get so loud.
They can get, and then on the opposite side, people who lead very public lives, celebrities or entertainers, they're actually quite different when they go home. They're very quiet. They don't like to socialize that much.
Oh, I think for me, it's a different story when I'm at home.
You see?
I'm so quiet.
Right.
But when I'm on evening special, doing lip syncs, dancing around, Being crazy.
That's right. So everybody thinks you're crazy. You're dancing all the time. But then you go home and it's like a old man who's...
I could never be on reality TV. You know how they have those like shows that they like follow the foreigner through Korea?
Right.
It would be the most boring episode ever.
Okay. Mike is really polite at parties, but it's a different story when he's playing sports.
Some people, yeah. It's like they're so competitive.
Right.
They get mean and angry.
Like, they seem so nice and understanding and so kind. And then you play a game of tennis or basketball, they get to be like a totally different person.
Yeah, in my high school. So in America, football is mostly played by men. There isn't a women's football team usually. But as like a fundraiser, they would switch it. So the boys would be the cheerleaders and the girls would be the football players.
Oh, that's fun.
The girls. These like nice little sweet girls. You get them on the football field. They attacked each other. There was always like a major injury because the girls just like were...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a different story when you got them on the football field.
Interesting. Good example. Okay, take a toll on something means to cause damage and through constant use or constant, how shall I say, in this case,
exposure or
constant sleep eating, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. Your dad looks older than his age.
Well, being a construction worker takes a toll on a person's body.
Yeah. Your job, if it's manual labor, it can take a toll on your body. When you're like 60, like your back, your fingers, they can all start to really hurt.
Oh, yeah. You see those like people who were farmers for a really long time.
Well, I lived in Hadong. I lived on, where there were like plenty of farms, and all the halmonis there are like their backs are all bent over. Yeah, it really took a toll on their bodies. Driving down mountain roads will take a toll on a car's brakes. It can damage the car.
Yeah, the brake pads, they get worn down over time.
Right.
Because you're constantly pressing them.
Exactly. All right, which leaves is our power pattern?
It creates this status or this situation or this condition.
Okay. She buys a lot of clothes, which leaves her broke by the end of the month.
Yeah, so the situation is she buys a lot of clothes, and that makes it that she doesn't have money.
Right.
The children don't see their mother often, which leaves her sad and lonely.
The consequences of not seeing the children.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Unconscious is our power vocab on page 36. Do check out the definition. And please stop by Audio Ohakdang. For a very small fee, you can listen to our show again, as well as so many other great shows on EBS Radio. Have a great day, everyone, or weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.